everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. Welcome back to another card making video. Today's card, I just realized I forgot to put on there. There you go. We're going to make this, since we used the little witch from the old witch set in the last video, here's the old witch set, we're going to use the big one this time, along with our cauldron die, our skull, bone, and sword die, our oak tree edge border die, potion die, we're just going to use the eyeball out of that, our grass edge border, and then our happy haunted Halloween words. This one is currently sold out. It was not sold out when I made this card, so sorry about that. I will be putting some cutouts of it on the website so you can purchase them just cut out in white, and then you can ink them whatever cutout, whatever color you want. All right, let's get started. First, I'm going to start with just a piece of white cardstock, and then I inked the bottom half brown, a little over half, the top part gray, and then I put a little yellow on there to look like the moon. And I took our oak tree edge borders. I should have two of those trees somewhere. Where are they? There's one. And then I cut those out in brown. I put a little piece of the grass on the bottom of one of them. Let me find my grass piece for the bottom of the second one. It's right there. Like these grass pieces I cut out in white, inked with the Tim Holtz Distress Ink Peel Paint. And then I'm just gonna cut a piece out to make it look like my tree is sitting in the grass. I don't know how big of a piece I need, but oh, that's perfect. But I don't like this little piece in here, so let's do something with that. Just cut it off and make it look like a shorter blade of grass. And glue it down. Now, I don't want to put my tree pieces down yet because I popped them up on Pop Dots. I want everything else behind them to make it look like the witch is back in the woods brewing her potion. So the witch in this one, I did the same way that I did the little witch. I just cut it out in the three colors, and then I cut part of the green off. I cut the black face out, and then I'm gonna layer it. I leave a little bit of, I just want the face part, but I leave these green parts so it's easy to line up and glue down. It's not gonna go anywhere. You don't have to leave as much as I do if you don't want. Cut it a little smaller. Okay, there. Now let's take her, I cut her little stir stick wand, whatever you want to call it, out in brown, and I cut the black one off of her hands. And I'm just going to layer that in her hands too. I love layering my die cuts, in case you haven't noticed. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take the cauldron. I want the cauldron pretty centered and all the way down on the bottom. I don't think, I cut out the bubbles, put the bubbles on, and this is the little piece, dripping piece on the cauldron. I put a piece dripping down. Actually, I should put my, then I took one of the bones from the skull die. I'm gonna put those in here a few places. I've already cut out a slot in my bubbles to be able to slide it back there. I don't like just sitting stuff, like taking this bone and sitting it on top, because then it looks odd. I want to tuck it back behind things. Make it look like it's actually in the pot brewing. Put that one right there. Okay, then somewhere, oh, where did you go? Somewhere I have an eyeball. I do not see my eyeball. That's what happens when I've had these pieces made up for so long. I put them in envelopes, but okay, I don't see my eyeball. We're gonna just pretend that there's an eyeball there. See my little eyeball? We're gonna pretend. Actually, I think I did a better job on this cauldron because I inked the eyeball with a little bit of gray. I inked gray on the bones too. And then I put the little red lines for the bloodshot eyes. I will come back and add the eyeball later on this. Right now, we're just gonna get it glued down. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll add a frog or something into it. Something to make it a little bit different from the original card. All right, now let's get our witch glued down. I think, darn it, I want her behind the cauldron. I left that a little bit too long since I already glued it down. Make it look like she's standing behind the cauldron. A little. Now I want to put my tree right here to make sure that she's still peeking out from behind the tree a little. Alright, let's glue this bone back down since I just had to. So if you're making this card, don't do as I do. Put your witch down first. So then you don't have to go back and glue all the pieces. Okay, now we have our little bottles. Our potion bottles. Okay, where are all my pieces? Let me look in the envelope. There they are. I just didn't take all the pieces out. Well, that's my problem. I still don't see the eyeball though. But I do see my other little potion bottle. And one of these I want to make it look like it's spilling over, so I have the little drip for that one. And we have the little corks. You can put the cork in one of them if you want. I'm not going to do it today. Let's get this. Sorry, am I off camera again? This little yellow potion bottle glued down probably about right there. I made the little label on it purple. Yes, my voice keeps cutting in and out. I am still a little sick. I've been on antibiotics and steroids, but it's going to take me a little while to get rid of this. So just bear with me for a little bit. Okay, put a little drip, make it look like it's spilling out of the bottle. Move that over a little, like somebody knocked the bottle over. Even put a little black cat right there to make it look like the naughty cat knocked it over. All right, let's get these trees glued down. This was one of the cards that I wanted to do a video for the release of Hocus Pocus 2 a few weeks ago, but I didn't get to it. How many of you have seen Hocus Pocus 2? It was quite cute. We've watched it twice so far. My girls didn't care for it the first time that we watched it, but the second time that we watched it, I think they were a little, the first time I think they were a little antsy. We watched part 1 first and then watched 2 right away, and they just didn't feel like sitting through 2 movies. The second time we watched it, we watched part 1 because we watched it with my older daughter and my mom the second time. And we watched part 1 first, but then we took a break and had dinner and stuff, and then we went back to watch part 2. I think they were a little more able to handle sitting there then. Alright, now I have just some extra bubbles I'm gonna put on here. Maybe one right here, one right here, one right there. So if you haven't seen it, Hocus Pocus 2, and you have little kids, don't try to watch 1 and 2 immediately. Watch 1 and give them a little break if you're watching them both. We needed kind of a refresher. We haven't seen part 1 in a year, so. All right, there is our Happy Haunted Halloween card. Oh, no. I'm not done with that card. Silly me. I actually took my scissors after I was done and just distressed the edges that were showing to add a little something to it. Don't know what it adds, but to me it adds something. Could even rough up the edges on the grass, make it look a little more natural. As natural as paper grass can look. There we go. All right, start on the next one. This one, I really have no clue how I'm gonna set it up. All my pieces are built for this. I think I might, no, because that has to be up towards the top, doesn't it? So maybe, how are we gonna do this one, ladies? And gentlemen, I know there's not just ladies watching me. I'm just used to saying ladies because when I first started in this industry, the majority of my customers were ladies. Now it's a fair amount of men, which I love because I don't think this is just a feminine industry. I know my late husband loved helping me out with my business and making things. Okay, I think I want them up a little bit more, but then what do I do down here? I've got a frog cut out. Could I put a frog jumping out of the pot? That would be kind of cute. I don't have it inked, but I could ink it really quick. I don't even know why there's a frog in here, honestly. Maybe that was my initial thought. Oh, I need a frog. So, I'm going to do our potion bottle again. What do you think? Should I ink that frog? Or should I wait and cut out a cat later? Could do both. There's plenty of room down here on the bottom to do something. I don't want everything to be pushed up there and nothing showing, or nothing going on the bottom. You guys know what I mean, right? Actually, I have a couple of extra potion bottles too that I could. I think I have an idea. I don't know that I like. What don't I like? I think I want, well, darn it. I don't like the witch where she's at. And then everything is pushed up here so much. So I think I'm gonna have to add a few pieces down here. This will be one of the surprise cards when you guys see it posted on our Facebook page. You'll be like, oh, that's what she did. Should have planned better and cut out more. Could make it look like the frog knocked the bottle over. But then that doesn't help me out with the empty space down here. I guess if all else fails, I could actually just cut out some strips of grass and layer them down here. So we're gonna glue everything down where I have it. And then, like I said, it'll be a surprise card once I get it all done. I'll post the pictures of it on our Facebook page. Which I really need to pay more attention to anyway, because I'm doing the videos, but I'm not posting on Facebook that I've made videos and what cards they are of. Cauldron down a little bit there. Did you see that time I remembered to glue the witch down first? So much easier that way. I just wanted to show you what not to do to begin with. And then some of these, a couple of these trees, I use the long strip foam tape, and on others I use the dots. Don't ask me why. I think because I ran out of the foam tape when I was working on them, and I didn't want to go find any more tape. On longer things like this, it's definitely easier to use the tape. Okay, there we go. Let's put our potion bottles down so I don't lose those. Still searching for that extra eyeball. I don't see it. Nope. You're going to be sitting up. I'm going to move these down just a hair so to fill in some of that space. And then I think I might cut out one of the black cats. I think this frog he's cute, but I think he might be a little bit too big for that. Or I could leave him there and put a cat down there. And then that's going to make it so busy. We will see. It will be a surprise. It will even be a surprise for myself. Glue some bubbles down. Oop, save the big one for in between our arms. Okay, I think that is all I'm going to be able to get done on that one. Like I said, stay tuned for the finish card on our Facebook page. But here's what we made today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you again really soon with another Halloween video.